Let's bring up Ebony. I think Ebony's ready. How you doing, Ebony?
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you
I'm
guys?
doing well. Are you driving?
I'm not. I'm just in the car.
Okay, wonderful. All right. And okay, so what's your best evidence that your God is just?
What is your definition of just?
There's the five pillars of justice. You familiar with that? It's what the basis of our legal system is, and every like legal system
Well, to
that
you. To you. So you can just let me know, like, what is your idea of just?
that which is fair and honorable.
So what would you say that God has done that is not just?
Let's see. Is it just to punish somebody, an innocent person, for somebody else's sin?
It can be if I have context to understand why.
It can be. Under what context would it be justified just to punish an innocent person for somebody else's crime?
So for an example, if I needed to learn a lesson, as an example, I needed to learn a lesson and I'm I'm being punished, although I'm an innocent person, but I need to learn the lesson, correct?
Okay, you need to learn the lesson.
Right. There's a lesson that I need to learn in order to evolve as a person.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm an innocent person who it may be looked upon as punishment
hmm
from perspective. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
something bad, really bad can happen to me, and it may look on the outside as if it was to hurt me.
hmm
However, all along it was to help.
Okay.
It was for my evolution as a person that I needed to go through that. You
Okay.
understand?
I think I understand. So, so let me add a little more context to it. If your significant other cheated on you, would it be just in order to punish your significant other that you get graped?
Oh, whoa, repeat that.
If your
If I
significant
got cheated on.
if your significant other cheats on you, would it be just
Mhm.
to punish your significant other by having you graped?
Oh, so as a punishment to my significant other, I get raped.
Yes, graped. Use
Oh, so
the
sorry.
yeah, it's all right. Just the G word.
It seems very, very, very harsh, but I can see that. Yes.
How?
That it doesn't seem like that is like an easy. There probably was other ways to go about that, right? That I feel. I just don't know the words. Do you understand? Just because something seems really wrong, that doesn't make it wrong. On the
Okay.
outside, it may look wrong, but when you dig a little deeper inside and you get the context of why,
It's a cause and effect thing.
that's when you start to understand.
Under what situation would it be okay for for an innocent person to get graped? Like, I know you said
Grape is never okay.
grape's never okay.
It is never okay.
Okay.
However, God cannot control what people do. So I'm not understanding how this relates to whether God is just.
Okay. Well, let's bring up have you read 2 Samuel?
No, I actually am a person I was an atheist. And I'm reading the Bible now, but I have not read it front to back, every single verse. No, I have not.
Okay. See, when I read every single verse, that started my deconstruction. And here's why. Do you see my screen? Can you see my screen? I have a verse up here, or a passage.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. This is 2 Samuel verses 12, chapter 12 verses 8 through 12. So this is when David cheated on his wives with Bathsheba, and then he got Bathsheba pregnant and sent Bathsheba's husband Uriah into battle to be unalived in order so that he could have Bathsheba to himself. So of course God found out about this and sent a prophet to him to relay this message to him. So it says, I gave you your master's house and your master's wives. into your bosom and gave you the house of Israel and Judah. And if that had been too little, I would have added as much more. Why have you despised the word of the Lord to do what is evil in his sight? You have struck down Uriah the Hittite with the sword and have taken his wife to be your wife and have unalived him with the sword of the Ammonites. Now, therefore, the sword shall never depart from your house, for you have despised me and have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Thus says the Lord, I will raise up trouble against you from within your own house. I will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in broad daylight. For you did it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and in broad daylight. So this is what God said he was going to do, right?
So God laid judgment.
Yeah.
For something that he did.
Yeah. So,
right? Okay.
So let me ask you what, so it says here, I will take your wives and give them to your neighbor. Would you say the wives consented to this?
Maybe. I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
So I'm not really sure about all the extra context that went into what happened. I just know what was given to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I can't make extra assumptions.
Okay. Where do you see the wives consenting in this passage here?
I didn't hear that they were raped either.
Okay. So are you saying then that
maybe he put it in their heart to lust after his neighbors.
Okay.
And they willingly went over there. I don't know. You didn't tell me that part.
So in order to, so you're saying that it's not grape if somebody doesn't give consent or doesn't explicitly say no?
No, that's by definition. Consent is what makes grape.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't hear anybody giving or not giving consent. I didn't hear that part of the story.
Okay.
And what you just said.
So if somebody neither gives consent nor doesn't give consent, is it grape?
It's just that you're making it seem like God came down here himself, snatched the wife out of the house and was like, here, take her. And then she went over like that. That's not what happened. That's not what you told me happened, at least.
No. I'm getting to that. But I'm just trying to flesh out from you, like what constitutes grape. So you said it's
anything that is non-consensual.
That's non-consensual. Okay. So does that mean that a person specifically has to say, no, I am not giving you consent? Or what if they didn't give consent and something happened?
What? Clarify.
Well, like for example, if a person was just passed out drunk, and would that be okay?
They're passed out drunk, and that's the non-consent. The fact that
that's the non-consent, right? Yeah.
The fact that they're passed out drunk, yes.
And then what if a person feels pressured but doesn't give consent? Is that consent?
Well, you just said they didn't give consent, right?
Yeah, they didn't give consent. So
then that's not consent.
Okay, so in your mind, consent specifically is I give you permission, right? Or at least something to that effect.
If you have permission to do something, that's consent. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's go to 2 Samuel 16, verses 20 to 25.
Is this a different story? Are we talking about
it's the same one.
now?
Nope, it's the same one. It's the continuation because this is so what happens? I'm kind of fast forwarding. So what happened was David's son Absalom orchestrated a coup against his father. And the coup was, and he chased David out of the palace. And David did the courageous thing and left all of his wives there to look after the castle while he was gone, while he got chased out. And and so this is what happens. So this is Absalom, his son, and his counsel Ahithophel says, go into your father's concubines, the ones he has left to look after the house, and all Israel will hear what you have made yourself odious to yourself odious to your father, and the hands of all who are with you will be strengthened. So they pitched a tent for Absalom upon the roof, and Absalom went into his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel. So would you say that, so just by your definition, consent is specifically giving permission, right? So do we see the wives giving permission here?
I'm still okay. I completely understand what you're saying, right? Where do you see what is tie this into how God is just or unjust? What does God have to do with this?
What? Okay, so David is the one who cheated, right? David is the one
Correct.
who impregnated Bathsheba. David is the one who sent Bathsheba's husband into war and got him
Correct.
unalived. So, why didn't God punish David directly?
He did, because what else would he do? Kill him? He
Well,
would hurt
that's
the people that he loves,
according-
so that would hurt David, correct?
according to
Do you think
Mosaic law. According to Mosaic law,
Do you think David enjoyed seeing his wife be raped or any of the consequences that happen? No, he made his life a living hell.
yeah. So let's just go back to the example I gave you about if you were raped for your significant other cheating on you, do you think your significant other would enjoy that?
Well, no.
Okay.
However,
So okay. So but you said that wasn't just.
I'm not. Me and my significant other aren't God. What we do is not. That's not God.
That's not God. Okay.
What we choose to
So-
do with our life and our choices, that's not God.
Mm-hmm.
God can lay judgment, but that's just judgment. That's not him coming down, controlling us as puppets and making this or that happen. He can influence things to happen to place judgment upon you. Yes.
Yeah. Why would it be inappropriate for you to get raped, but it's appropriate for the David's wives to get raped?
That's never appropriate, and it's 2025 now.
It's 2025. So grape was
okay for
appropriate in
women to get
2025?
raped. Yes. No, back then, grape was appropriate. Back then, it was appropriate to have slaves. Back then, it was appropriate for all these things to take place.
Okay.
But it's 2025 now, so those same rules don't apply.
How does time make something appropriate?
What?
Why is graping women
We
appropriate?
evolve as time goes on. We evolve.
Okay.
That's why things that aren't appropriate now were then, because we've evolved as people.
Yeah.
We've evolved as people through the pain and hardship that we've gone through.
Okay.
That's how we evolve, through pain.
Wow. Okay. So wouldn't you evolve through pain if you were raped for your significant
That's
other
why
cheating
I
on
believe
you?
in God.
Okay.
I have evolved through pain. That's why I believe in God. I've gone through my pain. I stopped avoiding my pain.
Okay.
I looked inside of myself. I stopped asking everybody else for answers, and I asked myself. I asked God for answers.
Why wouldn't? Okay, so then it would be appropriate for you to be raped if your significant other cheated on you, because it would help you. It would give you like what you said.
I think everything I've been through, I have been through that. While you're saying that so loosely, I have been through that, and I don't think that anything is appropriate. I think that it was hard.
Yeah,
I think that
I agree.
Even
It was
my
hard
mom
for me
beating
too.
I think my mom beating me as a child was hard.
It was hard for me too.
I don't think my mom enjoyed beating me. I think that's something that she was led to do, and it has made me the person I am now.
Yeah.
So although that was not a good thing that she did, it made me who I am. So it had to be done. Do you understand?
Would you do it again
Yes.
if given the choice?
Yes.
I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't.
Because you have not healed.
I haven't
And that's
healed.
what I'm telling you, honey.
I haven't
You
healed.
have not healed.
How
You're
do you
not
know
fully
that?
healed.
How do you know that?
Because how you're speaking right now.
How am I speaking right
hear
now?
it. I can feel it.
You can feel
your
it?
energy.
You're a
Yes.
mind reader?
No.
What am I
thinking?
thinking? Okay, what am I feeling right at this moment? Articulate the exact feelings that I have right at this moment.
Did you just ask me? You asked me if I was a mind reader, and I
You
told you no.
you said you can feel it. That means you can feel something.
That's
So what?
That's a feeling, not a thought.
Okay, what exactly am I feeling? So you have no
What,
fucking idea what
anger?
I'm feeling. I'm not angry. Angry at what?
You're not angry. You're not angry on the surface, but your subconscious. Do you know about quantum physics and things of that nature, right?
Okay, let's not pivot. I don't want to talk about quantum physics. I want
But
to.
all of that is
I want
God.
to talk about. No, I want to talk about you feeling something. So what am I feeling?
I just told you, and you told me no.
Yeah,
But I'm
so-
telling you what
okay,
you're feeling.
so you're wrong.
I can feel it.
Okay, so what am I? Well, I'm feeling
Just
disgust.
because, which is a
I'm
Okay,
very
if you look
disgusted
on the
with what you
greater scale,
said.
if you look at it,
That's
if you
what
look
you
at
said is pretty
disgust,
disgusting. Yeah.
and that makes you feel what? When you feel disgusted at something, what does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I want to take a shower. It's disgust. That's all it is. It's just disgust.
Which is okay.
It's
Even if
disgusting.
it's
What
not
you said was what you've been saying is very disgusting.
it
And
is.
yeah,
But that's what I'm telling you. The truth is disgusting. The truth is
no.
disgusting.
It's not the truth that's
Yes, it
disgusting.
is.
What's disgusting is that you don't see these women, David's wives,
I
as
am a
human,
woman.
but you don't see them
I
as
am a
human.
woman. I do see them as human.
Okay,
I
so
don't think
why
that
is
any
it
of us,
okay?
I
Then
don't think that
that's the
any of us
case.
deserve. I don't think any of us deserve to go through the hardships that we go through or any of the pain that we go through. But that's why if you read the Bible, God promised us eternal life
Yeah.
eventually, and there's certain steps that we have to take to get to heaven.
Okay.
Correct?
And
And if we're not taking those steps to get to heaven, where will we be? In hell.
all
Where
right.
are we now? In hell.
Okay.
We
I-
live in hell.
Okay, I'm
now.
cutting in. I'm not gonna tolerate the preaching. So
I'm not preaching.
what I'm
I'm
asking
talking
you,
to you.
what I'm asking you is, what lesson did? Because you said that sometimes you go through suffering to learn a lesson. What lesson did David's wives learn?
I wasn't there with them. I don't know.
No. Just be. I read you what happened. So you saw what happened. Absalom, their stepson,
They
went.
learned not to be with a David.
Their
That's what they
stepson,
learned.
their stepson
They
went
learned
into
to never
the.
be around a man like David. That's what they learned.
Okay, and how would they do that?
What do you mean? How would they do that? Look what they went through.
Well, I'm asking you, what
What did
choice
David
did
do to get punished?
No,
What
no.
did David do to get punished?
what choice did they have? I'm not talking about
No,
David.
what
I'm
did-
talking about the wives.
We're talking about his wife.
Yeah,
But
I'm not.
it's his fault, correct?
Yeah, so I'm
the whole
asking
point.
you, why did the wives get punished for David's transgressions?
That was David's fault. Why
Yeah.
they got punished, correct?
Okay, that was David's fault. But who laid down the punishment?
God. And guess
Okay.
what? They were innocent.
Why
They
did
got
God?
punished, right?
Yeah, they were innocent and gotten
They were
punished.
innocent and they got,
So
yes, they were
it's just to punish innocent people in your mind.
the truth is ugly. It's not about what.
Let me ask
Yes,
again.
it is.
I need you.
Yes, it is. Yes, you want a direct answer.
That's disgusting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is just if
That's disgusting.
in return
Yeah.
we are evolving as a people.
Absolutely
If
disgusting.
that happened once, if it happened once, and God laid judgment and He made an example of David for us to never do that again, because if David didn't do it, somebody else would have. What are we talking
Okay.
about? Somebody would have done it eventually.
Okay. So then you're saying then that likewise, it would be okay for you to be raped if your significant other cheats on you. That's just.
I have been raped. The person who raped me. God did not send that person to sit there and, okay, let me not get upset. I don't want to
How did God not send that person to rape you? Because everything happens under his eye.
I didn't finish my sentence. I just didn't finish. I really don't want to get upset because I've been where you are. And that's why I understand.
I'm not anywhere. I think.
Well, no, I've been an atheist. I've been a person who didn't believe in God. So I've been where you are in that aspect.
Yeah.
I have been there and I truly understand. And I really want you to understand what I have come to understand.
You like that context, Ashura? Yeah. So, but this is what I'm trying to understand, because there is a contradiction in your worldview, because you've just said
I said it's just.
So it would be just for you to be raped for your significant other when your significant other cheats on you.
What happened to me was just. Yes, what happened to me in my life was just. Do you know about what the Bible says about forgiveness?
How was it? How was it just? Well, wait, hold on.
I asked you a question.
Yeah,
Do you know what the Bible says about forgiveness? Why it's important to forgive?
Yeah, I know why it's important, and it's bullshit.
Why is it bullshit?
It's bullshit because you don't turn the other cheek, because that doesn't promote healing. It promotes trauma, and it causes people to hang on to their trauma. And I can tell because you're getting upset right now. You're getting upset. You're getting upset because it's making you relive this trauma. And I'm sorry that has to be done, but it underscores my point, because
No, so you're saying I'm upset because I'm reliving the trauma, right? That's the only reason I'm upset. It's because I'm talking about something that's very delicate and sensitive to me.
That's exactly why I brought it up.
It's not because you're right, though. It's not because you're right and I'm realizing I'm wrong and no. It's literally just because of what I talked about. That's the only reason I'm upset.
Yeah, but
I really want you to understand what I'm saying. It's
no,
just
I understand what
hard
you're
because
saying. It's a
can you
contradiction.
walk in a door that's not open? Can you walk into a closed door?
No, you can't walk into a closed door. I'm not sure
So if
why
you're
that
not
how that
open to
relates to
receive
this.
God, how will you receive God?
How do you think I didn't receive God? How do you think I was
Because
never
you don't
open to
believe
receive?
in God. How can you
Okay.
receive something that
How,
you don't believe in?
and what makes you think that I wasn't ever open to receive God?
Who said, but if you, how can you not take this moment right now as God coming to you, telling you to come back to where you were before?
Because you have a contradiction in your worldview, and contradictions don't make sense. And if
What's
something
the
doesn't make
contradiction?
sense, it's not true.
What
You
is the contradiction?
you are saying that graping somebody is just. That's a contradiction.
No,
And at first you said, under no. Okay, so what you're saying is there are okay. You need to mind Colossians 3:12 when you talk to me.
That's not the question.
Do you know?
The question was,
Okay,
is God just?
if you're going to get upset and if you're gonna crash out and you're gonna cut me off, I'm gonna. Okay, so what does Colossians 3:12 say?
I told you I didn't read that book front to back because
All right, let's read.
You didn't even ask if I believed in the Bible or not.
Let's read Colossians 3:12. I didn't need to ask you that because you said that you hadn't finished reading the Bible. Is every word in the Bible true?
It's true to the person that read it, that wrote it, yes.
Is it objectively true?
It's true to the person that wrote it.
That's not my question. Is it objectively true?
That's my answer. It's true to the person that wrote it.
Is it objectively true? Is it true for everybody?
It can be if they take it in the context of their own life.
So if somebody reads it and thinks it's not true, it's not true?
To them.
To them.
Yes.
But is it true for everybody? Like,
yes,
okay,
the word is the word.
Is 1 plus 1?
It doesn't matter if you believe the word is still the word.
Okay, so it's true. Right?
This is a trick question.
It's not a trick question.
I'm giving you a direct answer and you're like trying to go around my answer and like trying
No,
to
you're not answering my question.
I am. I'm directly answering your question.
Okay, when I ask you if it's you know what objectively true means, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
and you're
what does objectively true mean?
A trap for me to fall into, so then you can then bring up your next point.
Oh, I haven't.
To try to disprove what I'm saying.
I haven't. Like, no. I'm trying to understand if you truly follow the Bible. Do you truly follow the Bible?
How can I truly follow something I haven't read all the way?
Okay, so you don't know if it's all true. I
told you that.
Okay, you don't know if it's all true. Okay, well,
it's
here.
It's true to the person that wrote it.
Okay.
Because you don't have to.
Do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, is this true or not? Because it's in the Bible.
I can't see all of it. I can't see all of it.
Okay, which way do I need to move it, left or right? Just tell me.
Just read it.
I say it's Colossians 3:12. Therefore, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, are you one of God's chosen ones?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Do you believe?
We all are, aren't we?
Okay, so you're God's chosen ones. Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Are you possessing all of those things right now? Compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience?
I mean, I also let you know that I'm upset, and I let you know why I'm upset. And so I think you should have a little empathy because we're touching on a very sensitive topic.
I am totally empathetic. Like I said, I'm a survivor of SA. So I'm totally empathetic.
It's a delicate topic.
Yeah, I'm
not being rude towards you or disrespectful, not on purpose.
You're disrespecting me because you're cutting me off. Yeah.
You haven't cut me off?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I've had to talk a little louder because you've been talking over me.
Okay, I apologize.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So now that we have that established, so what I'm trying to understand from you is, okay, because because at one point you did say that under no circumstances is grape justified. But now you're saying that grape is justified.
No, appropriate. You're using different words.
Okay.
You said it's appropriate. I said it's never appropriate and it's never okay.
Okay, but it's just. So something just can
be not okay.
Can be inappropriate.
Something that is justified can be not okay. For example, if somebody can go to jail and get a sentence that they don't think that they should have, but is it justified? Because who decides that? the judge, correct?
Okay. All right. Yes, it's
You
the judge
understand
who
what I mean?
decides it. Okay. So a judge can issue an inappropriate sentence, but it be just.
It's inappropriate to the person it's sentenced to, but is it inappropriate to the victim? So, like, for example, let's say you push somebody and you go to jail for it, and that person's traumatized their whole life, but you don't feel like it's that big of a deal, right?
Right.
You don't feel like it's that big of a deal, but you go to court and the judge gives you life for pushing somebody, right?
Right.
And the person who was pushed is happy. That's what they wanted. They wanted you to get life in prison,
Mm-hmm.
but you're like, all I did was push them. Why would I get life in prison? That doesn't make sense.
What makes that just?
The judge, that's what the judge ordered. And
Okay.
who makes the decisions? The judge. Is it always correct what the judge judges? No, it's not always right. It's not always okay.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, guess who judgment comes from? The judge. We don't get to change who the judge is. The judge is the judge, the supreme judge, the source. God is God. We don't get to change God. We might not understand everything that God does because we're not God.
All right. Let me ask you.
We're not going to always agree with everything that God does.
I hear you. Let me ask you a question. What's your definition of just? Because you asked me, so
Fair.
I need fair. Okay. So
something that's fair to me will not always be fair to you.
Now, wouldn't it be fair to everybody? Because that's what fair is. It's fair to everybody.
But there's nothing in this world that's going to be fair. You cannot please everyone at the same time. That's impossible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So fair in your mind is subjective, right?
I guess it can be, yeah.
It can be? Okay. So fair can be subjective. All right. And so what you're saying then is something can be just even if it's over the top and inappropriate.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense.
No.
You just don't agree.
No, it's not that I disagree. It doesn't make sense. It's just
okay. What doesn't make sense about it?
Because something that is fair, what it means is that it is independent of what somebody feels. So if it's like for example,
exactly. You proved the point.
No, independent of what they feel.
Exactly.
So it's not
independent of what anyone feels, correct?
Yeah.
Fair is independent of what you feel or I feel.
So
right?
fair equals so then that means
so you prove the
No, Ebony, you got to hear me out. Because okay, but if you just said that a judge who issues a life sentence for pushing somebody, you said it was just. Okay?
It's just to the victim.
Yeah, but that's not independent of anybody else. So So
who decides that, right? Who decides what's fair?
It's objective. And that's why we have a justice system, and that's why we have pillars of justice. Yes.
Yes.
We have 5 pillars of justice.
Right? Like the word that God left.
No, that doesn't meet the criteria for just.
And that's why you're disconnected, because you don't believe the word. You don't believe in God.
How can you say that, Ebony, if you haven't read the entire? How can you say that if you haven't read the entire Bible?
Well, I grew up in church. Backstory, a little tiny backstory. I did grow up in church, and it's not like I don't know the stories of the Bible. Okay. I just haven't read it fully. I don't want to be one of those people who come up here trying to say that I've read that book front to back, word for word, and I know I haven't. However, I'm very familiar with the Bible. Okay.
Is it just let's see, which one should I use, guys? Oh, here's one. If a are you familiar with the Mosaic law of how to determine if a bride is a virgin?
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying, is it just to stone a woman if she doesn't bleed on her wedding night?
Not to me.
Not to you? Okay. So why would God?
To the people who are doing the stoning, that's why they're stoning her.
Why would God put a law in the Mosaic law to do that if it's not just?
Because the times were different back then, and things were okay that aren't okay today.
Times were different and things aren't okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Times were, back then it was like women are just getting rights. You know, there's all types of stuff that was happening to women back then that men thought were perfectly fine. We had to fight for our rights. actually. So I'm just confused how we're using that as an example.
The reason we're using that as an example is you would agree that not all women bleed on their first time, right?
On their first, what you mean on their
The first time they have relations.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No.
So
I thought you meant on their. I thought you were talking about their period. I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. Excuse me. No, I said that wrong. No, the first time that they have relations. Yeah, that the first time they have relations, not all women bleed, right? So, so then it's fair to say that there were some women who were unjustly stoned to death under that law, right? They died for no reason.
If something,
okay. Reason, we just don't know the reason.
If something, okay, I don't want to misspeak.
Less than 50% of women.
So in the comments, relax.
Less than 50% of women bleed their first time, right, Ebony? So that means that over half the women who didn't bleed were basically stoned to death for no reason.
But who stoned them?
Well, the people who gave the law.
Why, but if that doesn't determine whether a woman is a virgin, whose fault is that? Who decided whether those women were virgins or not? Man did, not God.
Whose law did they use?
That they wanted to stone, correct?
Whose law did they use?
Did they pick the women who were to be stoned or not?
Yes, they did. Whose law?
So they chose those women who didn't bleed.
Okay.
They're the ones who did that, not God.
God
gave them a law, and they made a mistake.
All right. Whose law was it?
God gave them a law.
God gave them a law. Yeah.
And then the men made the mistake. God didn't make a mistake. They did.
God didn't make a mistake. So you okay? So this worked. So this law worked. So this law worked perfectly then. So let's look at the law. Maybe we have a confusion about what the law says.
You said it worked perfectly? What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Was it a perfect law from God?
I don't think, just because I don't understand something, that doesn't mean I shouldn't seek to understand. You know, I shouldn't just say, I don't understand this doesn't sound right, and I'm going to run the opposite way, and I'm going to tell everybody not to go over there.
I do have a question.
I don't understand that.
I do have a question.
I'm not going to do that.
What my main question is this: what makes this okay back then, whereas it's not okay today? Like, what is it that made it okay back then? Is what I'm trying to understand.
I'm actually not so sure. Ask the men around you. What made them, ask them to ask their grandfathers. What made them think that was okay?
You're claiming certainty that it was okay back then, but not okay today, is what I'm saying. Is you said that this was okay.
Right, because women got up and said, we're tired of this. We're not going to allow ourselves to be slaves anymore. That's what happened.
How do you know that they weren't, or that they were virgins still?
So, okay. So let's look at the law here.
If these things were in place at the time, they were in place at the time for a specific reason.
Hey, does the person back there want to talk? See, you can talk to me instead of talking to you. Both can talk to me. Yeah, you both can talk to me. It's fine.
I think he's just curious. He doesn't want to say the wrong thing either. He's not really as educated as I am in like topics like this, so he doesn't really want to say something, and then everybody's like, "Oh my God, this stupid this stupid bot."
No, you can say stupid ass. You can say that.
I don't know what I can say, what I can't say.
No, it's fine.
So.
Yeah, we got it. Like,
I just think it's funny because we have both been atheists before, and so every time we talk about like God or anything, we get the same reaction. Like, we get the same reaction, like, oh my God, how could you? Oh, you're so stupid. Like, it took a lot to get here.
Okay.
I sacrificed a lot to understand what I do now.
Okay. So let's kind of look at this law. It says, suppose a man marries a woman, but after going into her, dislikes her and makes up charges against her, slandering her by saying, I married this woman, but when I lay with her, I did not find evidence of virginity. The father of the young woman and her mother shall then submit the evidence of the young woman's virginity to the elders of the city at the gates. The father of the young woman shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter in marriage to this man, but he dislikes her, and now he has made up charges against her, saying, I did not find evidence of your daughter's virginity, but here is the evidence of my daughter's virginity. Then they shall spread out the cloth before the elders of the town. The elders of that town shall take the man and punish him. They shall fine him 100 shekels of silver, which they shall give to the young woman's father, because he has slandered a virgin of Israel. She shall remain his wife. He shall not be permitted to divorce her as long as he lives. If, however, this charge is true, that evidence of the young woman's virginity was not found, then they shall bring the young woman to the entrance of her father's house, and the men of her town shall stone her to unalivement, because she committed a disgraceful act in Israel by prostituting herself in her father's house. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. So I'm trying to understand from you, Ebony, where's the justice here?
What do you mean the justice? But justice comes when somebody's being served with judgment. Who's being served with judgment here?
If we're going by your definition of just being fair, so in all fairness, if the man lies, he just has to pay a fine of 100 shekels of silver. If the woman lies, she pays with her life. How is that fair?
You're asking me something that I didn't make. I didn't make that law to decide whether it's fair or not.
Yeah, I'm asking you to analyze this. I'm asking your opinion. Yeah, I know I heard you. I heard you fine.
I didn't make the law to decide whether it's fair or not.
Okay, so
if I go and I tell my child something and I tell her you have to go to school and she doesn't want to go to school. She's like, Mommy, there's bullies there. I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And what do I let her stay home and never get her an education? No, my child's still gonna go to school.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay. So by reading this, you can't determine whether or not this is fair.
I write the laws for my child. So whether you come and tell me what I should do with my child or not, that's my child. I make the law, right? So if you come and tell me, hey, what you're doing with your kid is wrong, it's wrong. I'm not going to listen to you because I lay down the law.
Of course. I understand. And this is
God's house, so God lays down the law in God's house.
Okay. So you have no opinion on this. You can't say whether or not this is fair.
I don't like that.
I
can say that.
You don't like it? Why don't you
feel uncomfortable?
Why don't you like it?
I have feelings towards it.
Yeah, why don't you like it?
Feelings towards it because I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something being done to a woman.
Okay.
It's literally that simple. It's that basic.
Yeah, exactly. So why would God have this law then? Why do you think?
How would I don't know. I haven't talked to God yet because I'm still here. I haven't gotten there yet.
I got you.
And God is trying to teach me how to get there. And I'm not listening.
Is God all knowing?
Yes, God is here right now.
God is knowing?
God is everywhere. God is everything.
Okay. So if God is all knowing, then wouldn't you think that God would know how hymens work?
But God did not pick the women. Those people did.
God did not.
What are you talking about?
Well, God put this law down, right? God laid this law down.
Yes, and the people decided what they did.
Sure.
What did, right?
But
because laws can be misconstrued, definitions can be misconstrued and misinterpreted. Okay. Correct?
So what about this is misconstrued then?
It's not that's misconstrued. It's our definitions. That's what we have to always ask each other to define something.
Okay.
Because what did the Bible say? That Satan would come and what?
Okay. I'm not sure why that applies to this. What I'm asking you is God put this law down, right? So what I'm trying to understand from you is if God knows everything, God knows how hymens work, why wouldn't God know that over 50% of the time women don't bleed the first time they have relations?
God did know. That's why he knows everything that's going to happen in the past, in the future, and in the present.
Then why
God sent people to prophesy what would happen in the past, the future, and the present. God knows what's going to happen, yes.
Then why did God give him this law?
So that the things in the future can take place.
The things in the future?
Yes, so that we can get to heaven.
So we can get to heaven? So
You read the Bible front to back, correct?
okay, that has
You told me
nothing to.
that.
How does that have to do with
So then
this chapter and this
You
verse?
should know. It has to do with the question that you asked me. You asked me a question. I'm answering your questions.
So God doesn't know how hymens work, so I can get to heaven?
No, you're literally, you left out all of what I just said.
Okay, because I'm trying to understand.
You're trying to simplify it. Okay.
Well, it's pretty clear that God doesn't know how hymens work from reading from this.
God knows how hymens work. He knew
Okay,
what would happen.
so then
when he gave the people that law, he knew the people would do that. He knew that would happen.
Okay, so God knows how hymens work, yet he
Yes.
gives them a law that says,
Yes.
let look at the cloth,
Yes.
which is at best 50% accurate. It's a coin flip. That's what you're telling me.
God already knew what would
This is
happen.
wild.
Yes.
This is wild. This is so wild.
If I write out a story and then I put the characters in the
This is
story,
so wild.
and at some point one of those characters die, I knew they would die, but I already wrote the story. So how would I change if they died or not?
Okay. So these women had to die. That's what you're telling me?
Yes.
They had to die.
Everything that happens has to happen.
They had.
That's what that is what the Bible says. And if you read the Bible front to back, how don't you know that?
Why wouldn't God? I already know this. What I'm saying to you is, why did God have to have these women die this way? Why did
he didn't? We chose that as the people. That's where we come in.
What do you mean what do you mean we chose it? If they were following the law.
God lays down the law and we choose what to do with it.
So wild. This is so
God
wild.
lays down the law. We choose with our free will what to do with the law.
Okay.
He knew what would happen because he saw it all, because God is God.
All right.
Everybody,
this conversation will be in full, will be on my YouTube channel. This is just wild.
Oh my God, what's your YouTube?
This is wild. It's at Trust But Verified 2024. Yeah. Yeah. It's the entire live is there, but this particular one will be clipped. This entire conversation will be clipped. This is wild. This is so wild.
It seems wild. When I used to hear people talk like this, I thought it was wild as well.
Wow.
I did. I thought that they had no empathy, that they were just discussing people. You're vile. That's what I thought until I started reading for myself like I am right now. And I'm starting to get an understanding that I didn't have before. Yeah. I'm seeing with eyes that I didn't have before.
Okay. Well, Ebony, this entire conversation is exactly why I don't believe in God anymore. This entire conversation that we've just had.
I hope that changes for you. I hope that you actually
it's not gonna change. This is not going to change. No.
You see the bigger picture of things.
No.
Because it's hard to see what they say, it's hard to see the frame when you in the picture. Yeah, it is. It's hard.
It's just ironic. All right. Well, Ebony, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming up. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. All right.
You too, honey.
That was the most wild guest I've
Wasn't it?
Seen, like, bar none.
Wasn't it?
Wow. I'm blown away.
The tripling, quadrupling, 5 timing, 6 timing, 7 timing down.
Yeah.
Wild.
Totally awful.